What is going on, my planting people? I'm Lithius, this is Roots Ready, and today we are going to be repotting these two philodendron. This one right here is my philodendron Pastazanum, and this one is my philodendron Plowmanii. They are both crawling philodendron, and that's not the only thing they have in common. In the past couple of weeks, I would say, not even a month maybe, these plants are not doing their best, and you can already see that from some of the leaves that we have. Like for example, this one over here, a lot of yellowing leaves. You can see there's just a lot going on here. These plants have unfortunately suffered some spider mite damage, but that was quite minimal, to be honest. I don't know what's happened in the past couple of weeks other than just the colder weather. These plants just don't seem to like it. And this one over here is the Plowmanii, just an absolutely beautiful plant. But however, just like the Pastazanum, it does have some damage. So we're gonna hope to rectify this today. And excuse the stem in the way of the camera. There we go, how's that? Is that better? Even the lighting is better, wow. So one of the things I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be repotting these plants. And I'm going to be repotting them into soil. I found that in the colder months, my philodendron tend to prefer that sort of that drier cycle, which pon and leca tend not to be the best at. So I have trialed this with a couple of other philodendron, like my Hesperocaspodon behind me over here. Since I've had it in soil, it's been absolutely fine, no issues. So that's been great. If you had watched last week's video, you would have known that I've just repotted my Calathea tricolor, and I'll be reusing its pot, which is right here, which is larger than the current pots that these plants are in. And I'll be repotting both of them into that planter. The reason for that is lack of space. Look at this, running out of space. Is really a virtue in my collection, so I'm going to try as much as possible going forward. It's not just these plants, to combine and try to condense the collection as much as possible. So having them both in the same pot, and because they're both crawling philodendron, hopefully they will be fine. If it ever comes a day where one outgrows the pot, that will be a problem for future Lithius, so we'll leave it as that. So the first thing we're going to do is just try to unpot these plants with just a bit of a squeeze of the pot. Just a squeeze, a little tug, squeeze and a tug. This is how we're going to get it out of the pot. There we go, look at that. I'm not going to worry about taking off all of the leca, because that does not prevent or slow down the growth of the plant. We will move on to the Pastazanum. Okay, so Pastazanum, same rules apply. Squeeze and a tug. So we're doing a bit more of a squeeze. Even a pull. This is a plastic pot, so just to disconnect the roots from the edge of the pot. So we want to just support it. I'll even stand for this one. Let's see if that works any better. Ooh, okay. That was a lot better. We've got a little baby cutting just here, so we'll definitely keep a hold of that. And we're just teasing out a lot of this leca. Otherwise it will be a bit too heavy. As I said, we don't need to take all of it out. There's a bit of rot on the end here, so we'll just get rid of that. There we have it, look at that. I've got some soil here which I've repurposed from the Calathea tricolor. I've checked it for any pests, there's absolutely none. A little bit of roots left over, which is not going to be an issue to my plants. I don't have to, I've taken out the bigger clumps of roots, but I've left these ones in. This is mainly Cococoya anyway, so it's not too dissimilar to what's in here. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just add in some additional pond, just for some aeration. So we just add that in. This semi-hydro mix is from Soil Ninja, a great product if you do want to use it as a soil additive, or if you want to use it as a semi-hydro setup, would 100% recommend this. You can find the link in my description below where you can get a discount on your Soil Ninja product, so definitely go check it out for your plants this coming spring. So I've gone in and added that in. I haven't added too much because the soil already had in some additives. Just like baking a cake, I'm just going to mix in that semi-hydro mix into the soil, just like so. So as always, we're gonna add in just a layer of soil to the bottom of our planter, just like that. And then we're gonna get our plants and align them like so. We're just gonna backfill with our soil mix. So there we have it, the plant is all potted up. I've really taken my time to make sure that the stem isn't buried. You shouldn't bury the stem because they don't grow under the ground, they always grow above the ground, so try to keep them exposed. I've repotted this plant and it is looking already a little bit better. I won't cut off some of these dying leaves, not yet anyway. I'm going to leave it as it is because it still has some of them, like this one over here, still has some green, so that's still benefiting the plant. I will leave it here for a while. I'll keep an eye on it to make sure that the plant does not decline. I'll give it a good water as well, and hopefully we'll see this plant start to bounce back. A double repot of my Philodendron Pastazanum and Plowmanii, and I will definitely be sure to keep you guys in the loop of how this plant develops. But for now, this is it, and we'll just keep our fingers crossed and do our very best to keep this plant alive and happy. I'm going to keep the plant growing where it was growing before, just behind me, so that I can get the same amount of light that it's used to. And that's it from me and these two crawling philodendrons. And as always, keep planting.